Hey everyone, how's it going? So today I'm going to walk through a new feature in Puzzle. It's called tabs. So within the workflow canvas, you will see at the bottom that there is this new indicator that says tab 1. And what that shows you is that all of these maps, which used to be just one canvas, can now be moved to multiple workflow canvases. So it's really easy to build out new tabs. You just come down to this plus sign and you will click on the plus sign. It will create a new tab. It will call it tab 2. But of course, you can rename what this tab is. So let's say that I want to rename this archive because I'm going to move some current state mappings that I did for this workspace into the archive because we actually already have the future state processes mapped out right above it. And before this feature, there was really no place to put archived processes, but now there is. So I'm going to go ahead and call this tab 1. I'm going to call this live processes. And it's super easy to move steps or sections into another tab. The way that you do that is you click on the section or the step, and you will see a new quick action, which looks like a folder, which is to the right of duplicate and trash can here. And you click on that icon right there, and it will pop up a modal that will give you buttons that represent each of the tabs that exist within your workspace. And you just click archive, and it will move that entire section over to the new tab. And I'm going to actually do this for several tabs here. Right now, we don't have a functionality that allows for bulk moving multiple sections at one time. However, that will be coming soon. So if you want to move sections, you do have to move them one by one right now. So let's say that I want to move these 4 processes over to my archive because we now have our future state processes that are mapped out and documented, which will be accessible in our live processes tab. So this is super useful for organizing your workflows. And there's a few use cases here. You can divide up the map by current state maps and future state maps, kind of like how I did here. You can also divide your workspace by department. So let me actually show you an example of a workspace that divides it by department. All right, now I'm in the puzzle workspace. As you can see, I have multiple tabs here that represent departments. I have a demand generation tab. I have a RevOps tab, which I'm starting to divide up what these actually will entail. I have product development, finance and HR, and strategy. So if I click on finance and HR, for instance, I'm brought to a brand new canvas that only has back office type processes, right? So this is, our team planning, our sourcing, all our people operations, as well as our finance and back-end biz ops processes. And so this is an example of how you can divide up your maps by department. The cool thing about tabs is it still works with your public shareable views. So if you come to your shareable views, where you create a view and you add multiple sections to that view, if you add sections from different tabs, those 2 tabs will appear on your public view. So let's take an example of puzzle sales processes, and let's actually add jobs to be done framework, for instance, to this view. Now, if I go to this public view, you can see I get the RevOps tab because that's where all of the sales processes live, but I also get the tab that will show me the jobs to be done framework for puzzle because I added that section to this view. And public views will only show the sections that you add to it. And now it will only show the tabs for sections that you add to the public views. The reason why this feature is far more powerful than just typical tabs that live in systems like Lucidchart, Miro, and Whimsical is because you can use this in tandem with the go-to step, right? So in Lucidchart, Miro, and Whimsical, there's no way to connect multiple tabs, meaning if you have a process like creating comms and messaging strategy, there's no way to connect the end of this process to a different tab. Well, in Puzzle, there is. Right, so you can see because I use the go-to step, which is a specific step type within Puzzle, my maps are highly interconnected, which means I can bounce to different tabs, to different processes that exist in different departments. And so you can really build out interrelated processes, and people won't get lost trying to follow letters across your tabs, trying to figure out how all these processes kind of stitch together. So if you want to get started with tabs, go ahead and sign up for your 7-day free trial of Puzzle. Cheers.